A lot of the parents who are concerned about parents and grandparents in the home want their children vaccinated. They're very pleased that the school system has been able to step in and make that easier for their children to be vaccinated.
So this is our first day of giving that opportunity to students here at the school. It's exciting to be able to offer it to anyone that would want to take advantage of it.
Not only it affects you, it affects everybody around you, protect other people.
Let's do everything we can, whether it be our behaviors out in public or our behaviors at school, whether it be vaccinations or mask wearing or all the things that we know we need to do. The same reason of getting our personnel vaccinated, the idea that you don't have to quarantine. If you've been fully vaccinated, it eliminates that quarantine period. And one of our big struggles with educators was to get them vaccinated so that when we had them exposed, we didn't have to send them home. We could continue to deliver instruction the next day. And now if we can get the students vaccinated, remember they don't have to quarantine, so they can stay effectively in a school setting and be able to receive the instruction that we want to deliver to them. We know that remote instruction took place and it was the best it could be, but we know how difficult that has been for our students to adapt to and to be a part of, and so it's really important we do as much in person. Getting them vaccinated means that we can do that. And on the side note, it really lets us work on the mental health aspect by being able to continue extracurricular activities.
So vaccination, I think, comes down to a personal choice, and each family and each student has to make that decision of what's best for them. But one of the exciting parts about getting a vaccination is just adding that level of protection. We have a lot of kids that's going home to grandparents or older folks in their homes, and we know that that's been the hardest hit medically throughout this pandemic. And to be able to offer them a level of protection here at the school where they're going to have more exposure potentially to the COVID cases, protecting them not just here at school, but protecting their extended families at home.
We can, the chances that we won't have disruptions to the school process, that we won't have to go back to a reduced schedule or any kind of maybe strictly online type of version. I think that the students are doing much better and they're much happier and in a better state of mind in all aspects with going 5 days a week. So we've been very pleased that we've been able to do that for the last month and a half and look forward to finishing the year very strong.
The convenience of having these vaccine clinics available here at our school make it a lot more possible for a lot of students to be vaccinated at our school, because then they don't have to worry about having a ride or having to make it to a clinic that's somewhere else. If they can come here and they can come to school and get the vaccine, it takes that whole aspect of not being able to get to a clinic out, and it just makes it a lot more convenient for them to have the opportunity to have that layer of protection for themselves.
It's not such a complicated process to go outside of the school system, but with this, we'll be able to call students out of class, with their parents' permission, have them vaccinated and return to class. So it doesn't get easier than that. So a lot of the parents are very happy to know that the school system in the state of West Virginia, and especially in Fayette County, is looking out for their kids.
The more students that we vaccinated, the less likely we have to shut down things like athletic events or hopefully it'll allow us to have a more traditional graduation and a prom. That's our goal throughout this process.
A couple weeks ago we got quarantined, so that was a 2-week break. And I wasn't vaccinated then, I had only my first one. And now that I have my second one, if that happened again, I wouldn't have to quarantine. So I think that's a big role, and if everybody got quarantined, then we'd still have a full team if we got exposed. So I think that's a big part, and if you're not vaccinated, it can sit you out for a while.
I just encourage any parents who are still questioning whether or not they want their students vaccinated to please reach out to their family physicians, to the health department, to make sure they have the facts and not just hearsay before they make that determination about whether or not kids are vaccinated.
I would like to encourage everybody to make that personal decision for themselves, whether they believe that the vaccine is a good opportunity for themselves or not, because I believe that as a community, it's a good opportunity for ourselves to become unified and get the vaccine together so that we can continue to have community events in our lives.
Let's do our best to get things back to normal, to get this virus behind us, and I think that's really a role that I feel like I have to play every day.